Hey guys, Sidewinder here, and today we're going to be looking at some gameplay video from Enlisted, and this is obviously a post-commentary. This is much later after the fact. This is actually a month or two, I believe. So this is a game that I wanted to talk about for a while, ever since I actually was in this match. So in this gameplay I am playing on the Battle of Moscow campaign as the Soviets, and I'm using the premium squad, which is the ones that are equipped with the Shosha, I believe is how you pronounce it, light machine guns. The Shoshas are a French light machine gun from the First World War. And by the time World War II, they are very out of date, and you could more or less call them out of date during the First World War when you compare them to things like the Browning automatic rifle, the BAR. But I wanted to talk about this video because this was a 20-some-odd minute match, which, as you can see by the video length, I've edited it down to about 14 minutes, and I go through the entire game with this one squad except for a few minutes at the very end. As you can see, I've already lost one person, but that was an AI controlled. These three men that are left in this squad survive all the way until almost the very end of the game. And I wouldn't say it's because of the firearm, and I wouldn't say it's because of skill or anything on my part, but I believe it's on the tactics that I'm using, which are very reserved tactics. So as you can see from the gameplay so far, I'm sitting back on this hay bale, which is, honestly, if you're ever in this situation on this map, that hay bale is a great spot for snipers and LMG gunners, and any riflemen in general, really. But I'm playing very reserved in this first half, so the second half it gets a lot quicker, to say the least, but I'm staying back, and I'm doing short controlled bursts at range. And I'm mostly just trying to not necessarily suppress, but cover this corridor as best as I can to stop them from flooding through and taking our objective. As you can see, I ran out of ammo with this guy, so I switched over to this other guy who still has the vast majority of ammo. And going back, doing the same thing. Just short, controlled bursts, covering that whole area. And there's points where it's kind of like playing whack-a-mole, where heads pop up and you just kind of have to try to drill them, basically. And it works with this firearm, at least. And I know if I had a faster rate of fire gun, it would also, but this gun is an interesting case when it comes to Enlisted. It is full auto, but it's a very slow full auto. So, in a way, it's kind of... you kind of play it like it's a semi-auto in a way. Just very controlled, and it works out very well with this gun if you use it at range, even though the sights on this gun aren't the best. But you can kind of zero them in, you can kind of get a feel of them when you're playing the game. But it gets... this is with me getting mostly out of ammo. Actually almost entirely out of ammo. And I have to go and do a resupply drill, I guess you could call it. So I run up here, hop in through this window, get stuck a little bit, and finally get through. grab my ammo, reload, swap to another guy very quickly here. In time now. There, swap to a guy who also is out of ammo. Reload his ammo. And then swap to my other guy. Pop through the window. And then reload his ammo. And then make a mad dash back to my hay bale. I suppose it's a haystack, but in this early part of the game when you have a lot of time on your hands, it's really, you really should play reserve if you are defending. As an attacker, you kind of have to play aggressive, like you're attacking, you know. But in this half of the game, it's very much, you have to think about the long game of it, which they started with 1,000 reinforcements, and now they're almost at 500. So it works to our advantage fairly well playing reserved. As you can see, we are still on the first objective, which is saying something. They've lost half of their reinforcements trying to take this little village. Which, they do end up taking this village, but they don't get much, they don't go any farther after this village. We basically have the game at this point. If you expend, in Enlisted, if you expend like half of your reinforcements on the first objective, it is very unlikely that you're going to win. And as you can see, they just captured the point, which brings them back up quite a bit of reinforcements. We did have them down to 400 something. Now they're back up to 550. But we hold them off. They do not get any farther than this. And as you can see, there's a tank moving around, and I knew that if I stayed there, it wouldn't be good for me. So I run back into, I believe they call this a food, yeah, it's food storehouse, which, I mean, I suppose you could store food here, but it really just looks like a restaurant that they converted. Anyway, I run to the top floor, and this guy only has 6 rounds left, so I'm really just trying to get my squad into a building. Which, as you can see, I switch over, and this guy still has ammo. So I set up in this window. It's not right out in the open, but it has great cover. It's still covering that corridor, and off to the right, there's also an open field that it can cover. And the reason why I'm in this window is because it's not directly in the line of fire of that infantry. But as you can see, I just got 5 kills in rapid succession. And there, 6 kills. It is a very defensible position. And if you conserve your ammo and bide your time, basically, and obviously use cover to your advantage, you can handle a lot of what the game throws at you. And like I said, they do not get past this objective. But you can see they are attempting to capture this building right now. They do have some people in the downstairs of this building. But with this spot right here, if I can cut off their reinforcements, I can greatly hinder their ability to capture this objective. And it's kind of a mad scramble during this whole section of the battle. You know, like, that you're winning, and you know that it's very unlikely that they will beat you in this situation, because they have less than half the reinforcements left, and they still haven't gotten past the second objective. Now, they got to the second objective much quicker than they did the first objective. That's assured. But as you can see, not just me in this gameplay, but my team is mowing them down. They're having a very hard time. If you look at the top, there's nobody on the objective right now. Then there's another line of troops. That's the open field I was referring to that's another point of entry for them. This building, this objective, is a very well defended location. Throwing another explosion pack. Very overpowered when used properly. As you can see, I'm out of ammo. I have 5 rounds left, 1 now, 0 now. And switch over to my other guy, who has very limited ammo also. So I'm trying to play a little bit more reserved, even more than what I was at the start of the game, because I'm trying to conserve ammo. So you can see there's a tank. I try to mark it, it doesn't work, so I go back, it doesn't work again, then it works. The marking system in Enlisted is a little bit iffy. Take out my explosion pack, and I kind of spam it, hoping that I can get to that tank. Those bombs were very lucky. They were friendly, otherwise I'd more than likely be dead. I didn't kill the tank, but I killed a lot of people around the tank, which is good. So, ran out downstairs. At this point, I'm looking for an ammo box. There's no ammo boxes anywhere that I can find. So I know that I need to pick up a gun from somebody. And that tank kills me. But my friendly is right next to me. So I managed to pick up this Mosin carbine. Swap to it. Get a couple more kills with the bolt action. And keep in mind, this is one squad. I have not lost a single squad yet. And they haven't captured the second objective. They have 106 reinforcements left. Last shot in my magazine. And then I'm out. I get downed. And then killed. Switch to my last guy, who has no ammo. I try to shoot at them, realize I don't have any ammo. Switch to my knife, try to kill that guy. Doesn't work. I get downed, but he also ends up getting killed right here, and I managed to heal myself. Pick up another gun. Swap to it just in time. Get a no-scope on that guy. That guy, that one I imagine is an AI, is just how it acted. Thing about Enlisted, if you're unaware, there's a lot of AI that are player controlled, more or less. And I keep holding them off here. And they are in the building, but I'm doing my best. This guy I'm playing as has 24 kills, another guy has 22, another one has 19. This is me holding them off. But this is where I lose my squad. But I spawn in my second squad. And this is within a few minutes. I just cut out the thing. Able to mow them down with these very overpowered Russian submachine guns. They only have 6 reinforcements left. And now they have no reinforcements left. But the squads are just really good. Ran out of, only have 1 mag left, dumped most of it on that guy. There's more gone, and then there's my mag. So I'm going to go in the cover, switch over to my other guy, who also has an SMG, popping into the window in the last 10 seconds, and managed to get more kills at the very end of the game. So I only lost 1 squad. I still have basically a full squad, plus 1 guy missing out of that final squad. But I got 81 kills, and I think that's very good for doing 1 squad. 81 kills, 10 assists.